Max Verstappen didn't hold back after Lewis Hamilton branded his penalty double standards, following their tense clash at the Mexico City Grand Prix. Verstappen entered the 71-lap battle at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, aiming to land a knockout blow in the title fight. But chaos erupted from the very first lap. Max was forced to mow the grass at turn 1 after a bold outside lunge on the leaders went sideways. By lap 6, Verstappen was clawing his way back into contention, eyeing Hamilton ahead. He launched a daring move down the inside into turn 1, only to be forced off again, rejoining ahead of the Brit. Hamilton retaliated into turn 4, sweeping around the outside until he locked up, cut the grass, and popped out in front. The stewards weren't impressed. They ruled Hamilton had gained a lasting advantage and slapped him with a 10-second penalty, sparking a war of words and reigniting the simmering tension between the two titans. "It's definitely been frustrating," Hamilton had said after the penalty slipped him down from 3rd to 8th at the checkered flag. "I had a good start. In turns 1, 2, and 3, I stayed on track and was up to 2nd, but somehow I ended up 3rd and nobody was penalised for cutting the track there. Max also cut turn 3 and nothing happened. I asked on the radio if I needed to let anyone through for gaining an advantage. But no, and in the end, a 10-second penalty. It is what it is." Hamilton didn't mince words post-race, blasting the steward's call as a blatant case of double standards. When asked about Lewis's frustration over their on-track tangle and the penalty that followed, Verstappen didn't shy away, delivering his own pointed response to the controversy. "That's racing. It's what we can do within the regulations. It's what the stewards allow us to do," he said. "It's been done to me too, so why shouldn't I be allowed to do the same? It's the same for everyone." After a bruising first lap scrap with Hamilton, Norris and Leclerc, Max Verstappen finally found his groove. On a fresh set of softs, he unleashed a relentless push, clocking low 121s and hunting down second place with surgical precision. But just as the charge gained steam, fate intervened. Carlos Sainz's late race retirement triggered a virtual safety car, freezing the field and snuffing out Verstappen's momentum. He crossed the line 3rd, frustrated but defiant. Now, with just 4 races to go, Verstappen finds himself 36 points adrift of the new championship leader, Lando Norris. Max Verstappen is on a tear. 3 wins, 2 podiums, and a sprint victory in Austin have reignited his championship charge and turned up the heat on McLaren's title hopes. The secret? A breakthrough with the RB21. Verstappen revealed the team has finally unlocked the front-end feel he craves, dialing in sharper response on the nose, the kind of precision he thrives on to extract every ounce of performance. With momentum building and the car now dancing to his rhythm, the Dutchman is far from done. "We tried a lot of things, and a lot of them did not work. The upgrades made it possible to run the car in a different configuration. And these cars are super sensitive, so if you are sliding a bit less, the tires also work a bit better, and that gives you better race pace. Oh, there were a lot of things that just came together, which suddenly unlocked quite a bit more pace within the car. Naturally, that gives me a bit more confidence, and it allowed us to set up the car a little bit more aggressively, a bit more on the nose, and without losing the rear, and that's exactly what you want. It is impossible to know how competitive we are going to be, so I will just race my race." Red Bull's resurgence in 2025 isn't just about upgrades, it's about attitude. Team advisor Helmut Marko has lifted the curtain on what's driving their late-season charge. Engineers finally tuning into Max Verstappen's demands. According to Marko, the breakthrough wasn't just technical, it was behavioral. Verstappen's relentless feedback pushed the team to rethink how they approach setup, responsiveness, and car feel. The result? A sharper RB21, a more confident Max, and a title fight that's suddenly back on. It's a rare glimpse into the psychology of performance and how one driver's precision can reshape an entire team's trajectory. All the changes and adjustments have come together in an optimal way. That is the reason why the car is now more competitive. Max has an important voice in the technical discussions there with his experience. McLaren's vow to keep the title fight fair between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri is starting to look like a high-stakes gamble. Despite a dip in dominance, the team has stuck to its equal footing mantra, refusing to back one driver even as the championship battle tightens. Norris reignited his campaign with a commanding win in Mexico, reclaiming the top spot in the standings. But with just a single point separating him from teammate Piastri, McLaren may have missed its window to unify behind a clear title contender, especially with Verstappen charging hard in the rearview, and the paddocks watching. Speaking to Sky F1, former Red Bull wingman Sergio Perez didn't mince words, calling Verstappen the most deserving driver to lift the 2025 crown. Max has been basically the action of the year, he's keeping everyone watching Formula One, said Perez. Somehow they managed to transform the season, and now, with McLaren messing around, I think he has a real chance of getting it done. And I think he is the driver that deserves the most this championship, because he's been driving phenomenally. Perez believes Verstappen's late-season surge is more than just impressive. It's championship-worthy. With 4 Grand Prix and 2 sprints left, Max trails Lando Norris by 36 points. But Perez is backing his former teammate to complete the turnaround and clinch his 5th consecutive crown. I think so, Perez confirmed. Max Verstappen isn't getting swept up in title talk just yet. Despite trimming the gap to championship leader Lando Norris, who took over P1 with a win in Mexico, the Dutchman struck a notably subdued tone post-race. His third-place finish came courtesy of a flawless one-stop strategy, executed with typical Red Bull precision. But when asked in the post-race press conference how bullish he felt with just 4 rounds remaining, Verstappen kept his cards close to his chest. "I'm not thinking about the title too much," he said, downplaying the momentum shift. "We did what we could today. There's still a long way to go." It's classic Verstappen. Low-key in words, high impact on track. And with the RB21 finally dialed in, the silence might be louder than it seems. So, I said before the weekend, everything needs to go perfect to win. And this weekend didn't go perfect. So that's your answer. I think it's going to be tough, but let's see what we can do in other tracks. I hope, of course, we won't experience a weekend like this again, but it still shows that we're not quick in every scenario. And that's what we need to understand, I think, a bit better. Verstappen's closing the gap, but can he really snatch the title from Norris in the final stretch? Drop your prediction below and hit subscribe to follow every twist in this epic championship comeback.